Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona, and hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be an extremely profitable day for you. Let's get on to college football week 8, just the Saturday plays. Earlier episode, we gave you Tuesday through Friday. Now we're going to jump into the Saturday slate. There is a bunch of great matchups in Saturday. So let's get started with you. All of our shows on YouTube brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. 7-day free trial comment section as well as the YouTube channel page, and also access to our Discord available in the comment section of this show and the YouTube channel page as well. Join a couple hundred plus members who love doing the same thing you do. It's called sports wagering. You get all of our plays extremely early to get ahead of line moves, juice moves. You get bonus material. You get the unit sizes that we're playing and get to hang out with a couple hundred plus people that love the same thing you do. Like I said, sports betting, all kinds of ideas being thrown out there as well, plus getting all of our bets. There's occasional other cappers that hop in and drop some of theirs off as well. So a lot of stuff you get, a lot of entertainment, a lot of information, low price. Check it out. Like I said, in the comment section, YouTube channel page. Let's get started. Saturday morning, noon Eastern games. We'll get started with a banger in the first one here, right? So let's get going. LSU, Vanderbilt. So LSU's defense is like a million times better than what we saw the last couple of seasons. And the offense has been a little bit more disappointing than we anticipate. Vanderbilt, offensively, seems strong once again. Defense has been a little – I don't know if I want to use suspect, but not, could be a little bit better. But that's definitely, you can see Vanderbilt's main area of attack has been on the offensive side of the ball, trying to outscore teams. But I don't expect a bunch of points being scored in this one. In fact, the total right now is at 9.5 roughly in this. LSU Vanderbilt favored by 3 at home, which might be a shade high. On that one there. Expect LSU to keep this thing extremely close, if not win this thing outright. We're attacking the total here on this one. LSU Vanderbilt under 10.5 first quarter, 24.5 first half, and 49.5 for the game. Next game up, Georgia Tech and Duke. Unranked Duke at home, favored by 1.5 roughly right now against Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech has played pretty well all season long. Their banner win against Clemson, although with as many losses as Clemson's is figuring out. They haven't done that. That's not looking as great as it was earlier on in the season. Duke at home's been good as long as they don't turn the ball over, and that's kind of what we're anticipating here. We're all over the Dukies in this one. Duke money line, first quarter, first half, and game in this one. Expect Duke to come out and play well, big and pump up, just kind of like Georgia Tech did against Clemson. Get out to an early lead here. This game probably be tight back and forth. Georgia Tech can do one thing really well, and that's called run the ball with Haynes King. So he's been extremely tough all season long as well. Expect a close one, but we do like Duke in this matchup. Next game up, Washington and Michigan. Michigan at home, 5.5-point favorite. I am shocked that in Ann Arbor they are not calling for Mr. Schmormore's head. To be really honest, Michigan fans are always under the impersonation they should be undefeated every season. And I don't blame them. They recruit well. They do things well. No play for us in this one, but it would be a lean towards Michigan. At home, they are really good. On the road's been a lot left to be desired. Losing that game to USC. Bryce Underwood seems to be learning. I think Bryce is a future star in the NFL by the time this thing's all done. He is definitely the best recruit they've had at quarterback. Expect good things from him. Expect to win here in this one. Next game up, Arizona and Houston. Well, this game's a little interesting at noon Eastern time frame. To be really honest, I thought Houston earlier in this thing and then kind of, doing some more research and back and forth between Arizona and Houston on this one. No play for us in this one. This would be a stay away game. I could see both these teams winning this game, both these teams winning by a touchdown or more. Maybe the over 47.5 plays if you're desperately looking for something in there. TCU hosting Baylor in the next game up. 65.5 total in this one, so we're expecting obviously a lot of points. And then a 3-point line there. This thing was 2.5 earlier in the week. It has moved just a shade. Like TCU to get things done at home. Disappointing last week against K-State. I think they got more than enough to beat Baylor here. TCU -0.5 first quarter, 1.5 first half, and 2.5 for the game. Next game up as we roll through the Newton Easterns, and we got another one. Why not a little Army in Tulane? So Tulane, once again, figures out how to get wins and most of the time covers, right? They've done a pretty good job doing that. They are at home in New Orleans. That helps. Army on the road. It's been a little bit questionable. Army's defense can give up some points. Tulane's offense should be able to oblige in that area as well. We do like us some green wave again. And the lines move from 9.5 to 10. I'd try to get it under 10 if possible. Tulane -2.5 first quarter, 5.5 first half, and 9.5 for the win, as we think Tulane wins by a couple touchdowns. The question is how early do they get up to that 2-touchdown lead, right? Next game up, Eastern Michigan, Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio looked really good last week, except for the first quarter. I mean, let's be honest here. They just did not play well in the first quarter, couldn't muster any points. But once they got going, figured out how to dominate, and I expect them to be really good here. No play for us in this particular game here, but I do expect Miami of Ohio to come out and win this thing at home. The question is can they get out to an early enough lead, but expect them to cover the 2 touchdowns late. UConn, Boston College. So Boston College here the last couple weeks has been just god-awful. They're favored by 1.5 here at home against UConn. And I think UConn actually is the better team in this particular spot. I like where they're coming off of. They just didn't get beat by 100 by Pittsburgh. I think that helps them out quite a bit. Boston College, slight upset here, but we're not going to take the 1.5. We'll just do money line, try to make a little extra change here. UConn money line, first quarter, first half, and for the game. Next game up, Central Michigan, Bowling Green. Bowling Green's been so good to us all season long. What's there not to like about Bowling Green? This game probably is going to be pretty ugly. Let's be honest here. This is not something if you like offensive football, you're probably going to sit here and watch much of this game here. Bowling Green favored by 3.5, 43.5 total. Obviously, that 43.5 is telling you quite a bit what the books think of this one as well. Bowling Green money line, first quarter, first half, and -3.5 for the game. Next game up. Sorry, we're chuckling with ourselves here over here. We're going to get to another. We're to the 12:45 Eastern window. John Mateer in Oklahoma travel to South Carolina. South Carolina getting 5.5 at home. This is an Oklahoma team that struggled to score last week against Texas. South Carolina can rush the passer really well. I've been extremely disappointed in South Carolina's offense. Thought Sellers, I think he still may be hurt. Beamer's always extremely conservative anyway, which is kind of frustrating when you got an athlete at the quarterback position. Let's rip, roar, and let's go. Take our chances with, occasionally they're going to put you in a bad spot, but what they can do if you let the leash off is probably better than what the mistakes can be. I'm surprised that this line here that South Carolina's not, like, this game isn't 3. John Mateer, is he fully back healthy? Didn't look great against Texas, but that was kind of be expected. I like South Carolina plus the points at home here. I just think the points are too much here. South Carolina plus a half first quarter, plus 3.5 first half, and plus 5.5 for the game. Next game up, West Virginia and UCF. I wish I had a beat on this game to give you guys here at 1 o'clock Eastern time frame. UCF should win this thing, but 7.5? Okay, that's kind of pushing for us. If it was at 3.5, it definitely would have been a UCF play for us. I think they win right around a touchdown to 10 points, which puts it right around the number, which we don't have a lot of play in. No play for us in this one. If you take UCF on an alternate, I'm with you. If you can get that thing below 7, I think you got a much better chance in that one. Next game up, Kent State Toledo at 2 o'clock Eastern time frame. Toledo favored by 25.5, 50.5 total here. Whew. We don't expect many points out of Kent State the way it sounds in this one, right? So, but that 50.5 total we are extremely interested in, and we're on the over there. Kent State and Toledo over 10.5 first quarter, 27.5 first half, 50.5 for the game, and we're thinking Toledo scores a boatload of those points to get us to that total and get us to that over. Next game up, as we keep rolling through the windows, Buffalo, UMass at 2:30 Eastern time frame. Buffalo favored by 16.5 on the road, 46.5 total. So book's telling you basically UMass probably isn't going to score too much in this one. Don't really like too much in this particular game here. Under might be the way we'd play it if we had to be involved. We're not. No play for us in that one, but not a lot to love on either side of the ball in that thing either on that one. Then we get to the 3 o'clock Eastern time frame window. We are in this one, Northwestern and Purdue. Northwestern at home, coming off that major win against Penn State, although it's not looking as major when that team falls out of the top 25, but still Penn State's been a national powerhouse of a team, 10-win team for a long time. So it looks good on the Northwestern resume, right? We do like Northwestern in this spot. This line actually has come down, so you're getting them cheaper than we did. We liked them at 3.5. It's down to 2.5. Northwestern money line first quarter and first half, and minus 3.5 for the game. Next game up, Troy, ULM, also 3 o'clock Eastern time frame. ULM is not that good. That's why they're getting 6 at home against Troy, 46.5 total. Troy's been solid. Troy's had some wins where they've had to come back in games they probably shouldn't have. Games they should have had a lead on, and all of a sudden they're having to come back in the fourth quarter. Some non-execution in the red zone might be the best way to put it. They just can't seem to put teams away that they should. We expect them to put ULM away here, though, in this one. Troy, this lines went from 5.5 to 6. Troy minus 0.5 first quarter, 2.5 first half, 5.5 for the game. All right, let's get the next game up. We've got 3:30 Eastern time frame finally. Georgia, Ole Miss in Athens. 7.5 points here, a favorite for Georgia. Top 10 matchup, 56.5 total in this one. Did everybody just watch Georgia here? We like this game under 54.5, and this line's skyrocketing up. Ole Miss can play some defense. They've played better D than I've seen them play in quite some time. Georgia's D, where they can't rush the passer maybe as well, they still keep teams out of the end zone. This is an under game for us, so for sure. Under 13.5 first quarter, 28.5 first half, 56.5 for the game here, Ole Miss and Georgia. Like I said, don't like a lot of scoring, especially out of Georgia. Georgia's not the only game they've really scored a bunch against Tennessee, and everybody scored points against them. That game on the road as well. I don't think Ole Miss comes in and puts up if Ole Miss isn't going to score 24, I think this game has a hard time getting to the over point. So like I said, under for us in the Ole Miss and Georgia game, but should be a great SEC matchup. Texas A&M and Arkansas up at 3:30 Eastern time frame as well. Texas A&M currently 7.5 point favorite, 58.5 total in this one. The 7.5 spread stayed pretty steady. Texas A&M, we're not a big believer still in their offense, but their defense has been outstanding. They can put up some points here. I like them to get the points here. Texas A&M for us in this one, minus 0.5 first quarter, 3.5 first half, and 7.5 for the game. Next game up, we get to another 3:30 Eastern window. The number one team in the country, Ohio State, favored by now 25.5, 41.5 total. And this one here was at Wisconsin. Wisconsin, let's just be honest, it might be one of the worst teams in the Big Ten. They are awful. They got destroyed against Iowa. They're getting destroyed against everybody. They can't score. Defensively, yes, they can stop the run a little bit, but that's about all they can stop. Ohio State, with Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith and all the weapons they have, should be able to throw the ball all over the yard. They might not, Wisconsin might not score in this game. That 41 total still might be an under and still might be an Ohio State cover. But Ohio State definitely puts up, I think, 35-plus points in this game. I think they go to work on Wisconsin. They show why they're the number one team in the country. Ohio State minus 6.5 first quarter, 13.5 first half, 24.5 for the game. Next game up. 3:30 Eastern time frame window as well. Indiana coming off their most impressive win in program history, beating Oregon at Oregon last week. 27.5 point favorite now at home against Michigan State. This is a Michigan State team that just got punked by UCLA. The only thing I'm concerned about is a shade of a flat spot here for Indiana. Coach gets a new deal. Okay, that was to try to keep him from going to Penn State, I'm sure, as everybody's trying to protect their assets now. So throw some more money at the coaches so they don't go take over the Penn State program. I'm only worried about a flat spot. After coming off that big win in Oregon, can they continue to keep the momentum up, which you need? The lines went up a point, not drastically at all, but Indiana minus 6.5 first quarter, 13.5 first half, 26.5 for the game. Next game up. UNLV Boise State. I cannot believe the line on this is not drastically moved. UNLV has been one of the better offenses in the country with one of the worst defenses in the country. They're playing at the Smurf Turf in Boise, 3:30 Eastern time. Boise favored by almost a couple touchdowns. Totals at 61.5. We love, and can't stress love the over. UNLV Boise State over 13.5 first quarter. 31.5 first half, 62.5 for the game. It is monster smash play for us time on that one. Next game up. As we continue through, we've got SMU and Clemson. I'll be really honest with you. 3:30 Eastern time frame. Neither one of these teams have been good against the number, have been god awful. SMU can't score as many points as they did last year. Defense still isn't much that improved. Who the hell knows what Clemson team you're going to get that's going to show up here? No play for us in this one. Over 50.5 would be the way we attack it, though, in that one. Next game up, 3:30 Eastern time frame. North Texas and UTSA. Like I said, North Texas is one of those teams. If you like watching offensive football in big plays, North Texas is kind of your jam. They are a lot of fun to watch. They can get those 1, 2, 3 play 80-yard drives seem to be their specialty as well. And then, you've got UTSA on the other side, 65.5 total, 3.5 here for North Texas. No play for us. It would lean to that North Texas, though, laying 3.5. 3:30 Eastern time frame, Northern Illinois and Ohio. So after we come off a lot of those bigger scoring games, here should be a low-scoring one for you for all you lovely under players. 41.5 total. No play for us in this one. Ohio's just been a little inconsistent here as of late. Don't really have a good feel on what they're going to be able to accomplish. I thought they were going to run away with the MAC, and they've kind of went in the opposite direction here. Would slightly lean to Ohio, but not enough for us to pull the trigger on it and push the bet button. Next game up. Coastal Carolina, App State. Coastal Carolina came through for as big as a dog last week. They're even a bigger dog this week. I don't think they got enough here to mess with App State. No play for us in this one, as the 10.5 we thought was too high, and don't really like that total of 48.5. Would lean to the App State side, but got to get off that number of 10.5 and get it down to 9.5, I think. Charlotte and Temple, also at 3:30 Eastern time frame. Wow, you got two bad teams here and 11.5 point spread and a road favorite at that. No play for us either in this one. Would lean to Charlotte plus the points for some ungodly known reason. And 3:30 Eastern time frame, Old Dominion, James Madison. JMU only favored by 1.5 against Old Dominion. Old Dominion's defense is good. James Madison's defense has shown to be really good this season so far as well. Total in this game right now currently sitting at 47.5. It's been that way all week. This is one of those ones I kind of sneaks under the radar. There's a lot of value here in this under. Old Dominion and James Madison under 10.5 first quarter, 24.5 first half, 47.5 for the game. Next game up, Texas State and Marshall. Marshall at home getting 3, 65.5 total in this one. Kind of shocked that Marshall's not getting a little bit more respect here at home, but I understand why. We actually like Marshall on the money line here. You're getting plus money and decent amounts of it. Marshall money line first quarter, first half, and game. Next game up, 3:30 Eastern time frame as well. Let's see, Wyoming and Air Force. So Air Force looked extremely good offensively. Unfortunately, couldn't stop UNLV for nothing. Put up, in a game that was first one to 50 wins, they just barely lost. Wyoming, on the other hand, can struggle offensively, especially on the road. No play for us in this one, but would definitely lean to the Air Force. We almost pulled the trigger here at laying 4. Next game up, Akron, Ball State. So Ball State, both teams are not that great. Let's just be honest in this one. This should be the fumble follies of the day. Neither team executes very well. Neither team plays defense extremely well. They really don't have much of a calling card either way, but we do like Ball State, the home team in this one. I think you're getting money line here relatively cheap. I was surprised that the money line wasn't a little bit higher. Ball State money line, first quarter, first half, and game. Next game up, Texas Tech, Arkansas State. It's not Arkansas State, Arizona State, 4 o'clock Eastern time frame. There is 2 games at this window that we absolutely love, and Tech's the first one. Top 10 team in the country. Tech's been dominant defensively, has played really well offensively. They've beat up everybody. They're on the road. Touchdown here. Arizona State, even when Levitt is playing quarterback, cannot figure out a way to put the ball in the end zone or take advantage of turnovers. Texas Tech don't have a problem with that. This line has come way down because Levitt is supposed to be back. I don't see how Texas Tech doesn't win this thing by 2+ touchdowns. I've looked at it sideways, frontwards, and backwards. Texas Tech minus 2.5 first quarter, 6.5 first half, 11.5 for the game. I understand the line's down to 7. I'm still fine there. We already made the plays earlier in the week. This is the ones we get beat up on just a shade. But we do save the points, and it's a big one here in this next game. Memphis, UAB. Memphis favored by, now it's up to 21.5. This thing was at 20 earlier in the week. UAB should probably allow somewhere between 60 and 80 points to Memphis in this one. I expect Memphis just to absolutely just truck them this particular game here. Memphis has a big win against Arkansas as well. They are on the road, which makes it a little bit more difficult, but UAB is not going to really put up much resistance when it comes to playing them here. Memphis for us big in this one. Memphis minus 3.5 first quarter, 10.5 first half, and 20.5 for the game. Next game up, we get to the 4:15, Mississippi State, Florida. 2 teams that you just don't know what the hell you're going to get. That would be this game here. Florida has beat Texas and looked horrible against other teams. Mississippi State looked good. Now all of a sudden not looking good. Florida favored by 9.5. I don't know how to play them as a favorite. So probably an over 51.5 game if you got to play in this one, but no play for us in that. Southern Miss, Louisiana. Southern Miss favored by 3.5. They should be here against Louisiana. Southern Miss played pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with what we've seen so far this season. They should be more than enough here to beat Louisiana. No play for us in this one, but would lean to the Southern Miss side. Oregon, after that embarrassing loss to Indiana, and take this the correct way, Oregon fans. That was an embarrassing loss. You did not play well. Oregon did not play well. They came out flat. They did not figure out how to stop Indiana. Indiana is a good team. They are not better than Oregon, especially when Oregon was at home. That was an underwhelming performance, offensively especially. Defensively, just ugly for the Ducks. I think they come out with a little bit of mindset of we're going to stomp on somebody's neck. And Rutgers, I'm sorry, you are the recipient of that. Oregon favored by 17.5 on the road, 61.5 total. And let's be honest, Oregon, Rutgers defense is not enough normally to stop anybody. Oregon minus 4.5 first quarter, 9.5 first half. 17 for the game is where we got those at. Next game up, Virginia, Washington State. So at 6:30 Eastern time frame, here's how I look at this. Yes, Virginia should win, but 17.5? They're not playing Oregon State. They're playing Washington State. Don't like the game whatsoever, so stay away from us. But Virginia wins, but I just don't know if they've got enough to cover here. Maybe they do, but like I said, it was just the number was too big for there, and definitely don't have any anticipation of playing Washington State in anything. 7 o'clock Eastern time frame window, Texas at Kentucky. Texas favored by 12.5, 43.5 now is the total in this one. That total's been pretty consistent all week long. I will say this. So Texas has had trouble scoring, but the one thing Texas has done well all season long is play defense. Kentucky can play a little bit D as well. That under 43.5 is where we're attacking. I know it's a low number, but I don't expect Kentucky really to contribute offensively to this total. So Texas, Kentucky under 9.5 first quarter, 21.5 first half, 43.5 for the game. Next game up, is Penn State and Iowa. If you're looking for a game to set back offensive football for quite some time, welcome to Iowa City, Iowa, and Penn State and Iowa in this game. This line actually has moved. We liked it at 39.5. I thought it was tight, so it wasn't a monster play. Now it's at 40.5. I just think it's going the wrong direction. No Drew Allard, he's out. Penn State defense is still good. Iowa defense is still good. Under 39.5, again, another under game in this later window here for us. But give us, we took under 7.5 first quarter, under 20.5 first half, and 39.5 for the game. But now you can get it at 40.5, even better for you. Next game up, Maryland and UCLA. So Maryland has been fantastic at when they're plus points, covering but not winning. So, the Vegas' favorite one. Favorite wins but doesn't cover. They're getting 2.5 at UCLA. UCLA's come off an absolute smacking of Michigan State after they get that big win against Penn State, before Penn State unraveled. 7 o'clock Eastern time frame first, and this one as well. We'll ride this Maryland trade out. The lines came down. It was 3.5, now down to 2.5. But we'll ride this train out until Maryland figures out how not to cover. Maryland plus a half first quarter, 2.5 first half, and 3.5 for the game. Next game up, we've got a little Hawaii and Colorado State. So Hawaii looked really good last week. Key to that game against Utah State, they were at home. That one I know. So this line's actually went up. A lot of people starting to see some train on the Colorado State here. Colorado State's been good at home. We expect them to continue this. One of our favorite plays for Saturday, Colorado State money line, first quarter, money line, first half, and minus 1.5 for the game. And then we got next game up. Why not? Let's keep growing. We've got Georgia State, Georgia Southern, 7 o'clock Eastern time frame as well. Georgia Southern favored by 6.5. Georgia State is just that bad this year. It's a shame. This team's been a lot of fun here for the last couple of seasons. No play for us in this one. Would lean to Georgia Southern, though, at home. USC, Notre Dame. This line's kind of gotten big, right? 9.5 now for Notre Dame. 60.5 total. What's there not to like about this USC Notre Dame game? Not much. I hate the line where it's currently at, right? So therefore, it'd be a stay away from there. I guess if we had to play USC plus 9.5 on the road, though, they do figure out a way to shoot themselves in the foot continuously. They did against Illinois. Then they come back home and look great against Michigan. Michigan on the road's not as great as you'd like them to be, right? So, but it's a big time name win, right? Now they're going back on the road to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's been cooking, but this game somehow I figured out this stays within a touchdown. No play for us, but it would be USC plus the points in that one there. Then we get to Tennessee, Alabama at 7:30 Eastern time frame as well. We do like this one. Tennessee's been one of those teams like they've got enough weapons to actually dominate teams. They're getting 6.5, right? Or, I'm sorry, 8.5 here from Bama. Totals at 59.5. That line has went up. It was 58.5 earlier in the week. We're staying away from a side here. We think both teams should be able to score. Tennessee, Alabama were 12.5 first quarter, 28.5 first half, 58.5 for the game. It has went to 59.5. Still worth the play there. I think that game's easily played into the 60s. Next game up, Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, we missed a game there. Florida Atlantic, SFU. This is going to be a drubbing, folks. If you got a chance to watch South Florida in this last week where they scored, I think, 170,000 points, this is going to be another big scoring game. Highest total on the board as well at 72.5. South Florida should be able to run, throw, run around in a circle, go in a straight line, do whatever they want to do in this particular one. They're favored by 3 touchdowns. Think they have a great chance to win this thing by 4 or 5 touchdowns. South Florida, minus 3.5 first quarter, 10.5 first half, 21.5 for the game. It's down to 21 at some books. Please feel free to take advantage. Next game up, as we're almost through this college football slate. Pittsburgh, Syracuse. Do yourself a favor, don't play in that game. I guess if you're going to lean one way, Pitt on the road, as Syracuse has been god-awful. And then we get to Missouri, Auburn. This should be another one of those barn burner non-scoring SEC matchups at 43.5 total. In this one, don't really love much in this game either. Missouri and Auburn both want to run the ball, both want to play some defense. Yeah, Auburn at home, I guess, getting the 1.5, but no play for us in that one. We've got a few games left on the board here. Utah, BYU would be number one. Utah on the road at BYU. DJ Dampler finally looks healthy. BYU, little concerning after a great start at Arizona, then kind of fell off the table a shade, then did finally come back to win in overtime. I think they got a great chance to win this game outright at home. Surprised at the 3.5 number. Surprised it just wasn't like 2.5, 3. But do like BYU in this spot plus the points. I think that 3.5 just gives you that cushion and a lot of confidence in this play. BYU plus a half first quarter, 2.5 first half, and 3.5 for the game. The next game up, as DraftKings does what it normally does, and that's refresh right in the middle of our show because it seems to refresh every half hour whether you want it to or not. So we'll get into the last couple of games of the day. And that's going to be Cincinnati, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, god awful, obviously fired Gundy. Cincinnati always getting a lot of love. Told you they weren't going to cover last week. Shocked that they did against Iowa State in that one. They're 21.5-point favorites on the road here. That's a lot of points, but still would probably lay it here with Cincinnati. No play for us in that one. Then we get to Nevada and New Mexico. We are heavily invested in this one. This is the last game we actually like on the board. This line's already shot up a couple points earlier in the week at 11.5, now 13.5. Don't let it get to 14. Don't want to mess with a possible push on the backside. New Mexico, we love in this spot. Some of the bigger plays of the day. New Mexico minus 2.5 first quarter, 6.5 first half, and 11.5 for the game. Then we get to the final game on the board, Florida State and Stanford. If you can figure out who Florida State is, congratulations, you figured out college football. This is a team, obviously, that beat Alabama week 1. Then all of a sudden lost to Virginia, has lost other games. They're 17.5-point favorite against the Cardinal. Stanford's not that great. Florida State should win this game. I just don't know if they've got enough to cover the 17.5. We'll see. No play for us in that one either. All right, that's a rundown of college football Saturday for week 8. If you like the content you're seeing here, do yourself a favor. Subscribe to the channel. It don't cost you nothing. Turn on notifications. It don't cost you nothing. Get all the information that we're going to put out. We put out a ton of info for free, but if you want to get a lot of other additional info, plus all of our bets early, plus you want to get the unit sizes that we play on these as well, join the Discord channel. It's the links right in the comment section as well on the YouTube channel page. A couple hundred plus members, all doing the same thing that you love to do, sports wager. Plus, we have other cappers drop in some plays as well. If you like player props, if you like games, if you like football, basketball, and baseball, this is definitely your channel. We got stuff going on all year long. You're not going to miss out on a thing. We don't do hockey or soccer. We just stay in our lane when it comes to that type of stuff there. But a lot of fun in there, and there's only like a couple days a year where there's not plays. So well worth your investment and your time by joining the Discord. Also, 7-day free trial of Outlier. Surprised more people haven't taken advantage of this. Comment section and also the YouTube channel page is where the links are. 7-day free trial. If you don't like it, just cancel it in a week. No big shake. They know you're going to like it. They know you're going to stay on, but you get all kinds of information from Outlier as well. You get all like where the money's coming in on the books, trends of what's going on in all sports. Great bet ideas that have hit over 80, 75, 80%, or you can even adjust the filter, things that have hit 100% of the time. Whatever it may be, you can do that through Outlier and Odd Shop at multiple books and get you the best price for the best that you love. 7-day free trial, also in the comments section, also YouTube channel page. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.